Okay, well, hi everyone. Thank you for attending this webinar on recruiting during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, a lot of us are just trying to wrap our mind around how do we stay connected to our chorus? How can we have rehearsals during this time? How do we not lose progress? So it's really hard to get in the brain space of recruitment. But in all actuality, this is a great time to recruit for your chorus. So I want to make sure that choruses aren't missing out on the opportunity to really build membership, but more so than that, bring value to people during this time when we're all looking for a little bit of joy and happiness and hope. And we all know, as members of Sweet Adeline and our choruses and quartets, that we do this because we love it. And, it's not a chore. It's not something we hate. It's not just an obligation. It's something that we truly love. So we have the opportunity to bring that to people who are really craving that during this time. So this shouldn't be a surprise to you because you probably noticed this in your own habits, but Facebook usage is up 1,000%. And that's pretty mind blowing to me. In all areas of social media, usage is up. YouTube is up like crazy too. But people have a lot of time on their hands and they're really looking for more of that interaction. How can I get it? And so not only is Facebook usage in general up, but people are watching a lot of the video content on Facebook as well. And so there's a lot of opportunity for choruses during this time to really get your name out there and let people know about you. Okay, so people are really looking for something to watch, and this is a great time for your chorus to put content out there. And I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end, but get the people, if you're not the person in charge of social media for your chorus, start posting any video content that you have, no matter how old it is. I heard some people talking last night about some barbershoppers had posted really, really, really super old videos, and everyone was so excited to watch all of these really old performances to reminisce on the old days, but also hear what the older styles sounded like and all of those sorts of things. So this is a great time to repost any videos that you've posted before of your chorus. If you have old show videos and you have the ability, or you can have someone help you, take out each one of those songs as snippets, and every couple days post a new song on your Facebook page. This creates interaction within your page. Encourage your members to like it and share it, because for every time your chorus members share it, say each of your 20 members have 50 friends, then all of a sudden you have a much larger audience than maybe even the people who like your Facebook page. So what you post on your page has a little bit of a limited audience because it depends on who likes your page, but when people start sharing it, then your content will actually pop up more frequently in Facebook. So Facebook wants to show things that are being engaged with, especially during this time. And it's not really a time for a commercial. It's really a time to showcase, this is what we do and this is why we're awesome. If you have any type of video of like an interview with your director or anything like that, this is a great time to showcase yourself. So another thing that you can do, which is really kind of fun, is have a virtual guest night. Now, I haven't tried this yet, but there's a part next that I'm going to talk about. Now, this is why we haven't tried it yet. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can actually Zoom to Facebook Live. So if you're doing your rehearsals on Zoom, I'm sure you can do it with other platforms as well if you use something different than Zoom. You can go straight to Facebook Live, so anyone would be able to watch your rehearsal. Now, I know not everybody's comfortable with that, so that may not be something that you want to do, but it is an opportunity if everybody in your chorus is fine with being out there on Facebook Live, being Zoomed from their houses, then by all means, that's a fun way to get a large audience. Also, when you go live on Facebook through your chorus page, everyone who likes your page gets a pop-up notification on their phone that says you're going live. What's great about that is, number one, they remember that you exist. And then number two, you get people going and looking at your page because you're live right then. So it's a great way to get some additional exposure. The other thing that you can do is have a regular guest night. So invite them to your Zoom platform, send them the link. Now for courses that are larger, if you're getting close to 100, there's different types of Zoom subscriptions. Like I have a subscription that allows 300 people. If you have a course that's close to 100 or higher, you probably have that 300 subscription anyway. But just be mindful of those numbers. Most accounts have the 100 participant subscription. So if you have 1 million guests show up, you might not be able to do it like that. But send them the Zoom link and then include them in the rehearsal. Email them music ahead of time if you're going over a song. If you're doing breakouts, maybe when you go to sectionals, then you can have a breakout room that's just for the guests, and you have your team leader or someone from your membership team talk with them about the course, maybe some different rookie type topics. You can also go through, some of you may remember the Barbershop Basics, the like Learn to Sing program that we had many years ago. But there's some great handouts that still exist that you can use to just go over barbershop basics with those people. What's super cool, and later if we end up talking a little bit about Zoom rehearsals, is you can have everyone mute themselves and your director or someone from your music team leading warm-ups or exercises or those barbershop basics exercises, and your participants can practice. Now, they'll only be able to hear themselves, but they'll actually be able to practice those things. So your guests can be pretty engaged. Now, before you have guests, you want to make sure that you treat this like a normal guest night. So, you want your members to look professional on screen. This is one of those times when you say, hey, we're having a guest night, look your best. It is one of those occasions where you might want to put on makeup for Zoom, or wear a chorus t-shirt, wear your medals, those sorts of things that you would normally encourage on a guest night. So that you look professional and presentable. You also want to have a schedule for your rehearsal so that you are really organized and you have a plan for what's going to happen. Now, that's really the key thing, because I think some of us, I looked at the results of people who registered, about 56% of people were doing rehearsals virtually. The others were either working on it or not. So get in a good rhythm before you include guests in it. But you can do things, just in a regular guest night, you probably would have your chorus perform for the guests. So you can show your contest video. You can show a video from another performance, like a mini show. Contest is great because you've got the uptune and the ballad, so it's a good contrast of what you can do. But, do what you think is going to be your best performance for your guests. So you want to make sure everything's working, that you have a good plan for your virtual rehearsal, that everybody's able to figure out Zoom and all of those sorts of things, because you want them to really get a great impression of you. It's your chance to catch them when they've got a lot of time. So they're looking for something to do. They're looking for that social interaction. So also make sure you have some social time in your rehearsals. I mean, we all know how much in a regular rehearsal, when we're all together, we're hugging and chatting and catching up. And, one of the beautiful things about Zoom rehearsals is the director has the ability to mute everyone when they need to. But, there's such great things that happen in that time when you're not muted, when you're able to reconnect with people. So make sure your guests are getting that social time too. And maybe that's in that small group or in a breakout group, or when they end up going to a sectional group. Just make sure they have some sort of social connection too, because you want them to keep coming back to these virtual rehearsals. So this isn't really about membership. And I know that sounds kind of crazy. Yes, we're recruiting, but this is not the time to sign people up to be members. We are in a very unpredictable world. We don't know when we're going to be able to rehearse together in the same room again. A lot of people have really unpredictable finances during this time. So being a virtual guest right now allows them to experience Sweet Outlines for free. It allows them to be a part of your course for free. And it allows them to see what it's like and get really hooked on it. And so then when everything falls into place in their life, they're ready to go all in with it. So, the goal really should be to get the guests continuing to engage, continue to come back, but you're really not pushing the audition process or any of the financial stuff or any of the membership obligations. really until they're able to visit a rehearsal in person. Because for any of you that have done a virtual rehearsal, it's not the same. It's fun and it's definitely engaging, but it's not the same as being in the same room together. And the sound's not the same. And that feeling and the energy you get during a rehearsal, you know, I don't know about you, but when I leave rehearsal, I am on 10. I have so much energy and I'm so hyper because I have just had, you know, every Monday is the best night of my life. And we want them to experience that before they go all in with membership. So they're getting a little bit of an artificial experience right now, but the goal, if you can keep them coming back, then you're going to keep them engaged. Now, here's something really cool that's an unintended consequence of all of this. Once we all figure out how to do these virtual rehearsals, guess what? It's going to be a lot easier to have members that maybe have busier lives or have commitment things, or maybe they travel for work. You can use these same technologies to engage them in your regular rehearsals. And, you know, I'm so glad you're here, Angie. It makes me think of the people in, you know, you are in a town where there's a lot of transient people because of the military base. And so, you know, using Zoom technology might be something that helps you engage potential members in the future. Maybe they know they're going to move to Lawton and they can link in and see what your rehearsal is like before they ever move there. So, you know, I think there's really cool things that can happen from all of this if we take the best parts of it. Okay, so the most important thing to remember is you're building value for people. They are craving social interaction and they want a place to belong. And so the reality is when it all comes back to normal, they might not join. They might not have the time in their lives. They might not have the commitment or the finances available, but this is more of an altruistic view. You did something amazing for people. You gave them a social connection, a hobby, and an exposure to Sweet Adelines during a time when they didn't really have much else. And I think, you know, when you ask anybody, we sing because we love it, and we love it even more when it brings joy to other people, right? And so you have this opportunity to bring joy to people that have maybe never heard of our organization, that would never be able to normally take the time to come check out a rehearsal. And so they might not join ever, but they're going to know how welcoming you were and how wonderful the experience was being a temporary member of your chorus, and tell other people about that, which could bring more members in the future. So this is really about broadening the view and extending that exposure. And that's what's going to bring members in the future. So what else can you do for recruitment during this time? So the biggest thing is you want to be top of mind for people when they're ready to go out in public again and be in groups again. You want to be the group that they want to join. So you can use this time when people are craving content to build a lot of value. You know, make YouTube videos. These can be individuals. I have someone in my chorus who has been basically making karaoke videos and posting them for people to see. But you can post those as chorus videos if your chorus members will agree to it. You can do tips on, you know, how to improve your voice, have your visual team do some choreo lessons. You know, here are some basic moves that you will see in a lot of Sweet Adelines, you know, up tunes or whatever it might be. Or maybe just, this is a really great visual warm-up. And it gives us a chance as Sweet Adelines to share best practices, but also it shows people who are not part of the organization, you know, oh, I've always wanted to know what's a good physical warm-up for my church choir or whatever. And they can take that content and use it. And then they're going to think in the back of their mind, oh, this chorus gave me that information. Maybe I should go check them out. You can also do vocal warm-ups. You know, there are so many different vocal warm-ups. Sometimes people don't even know where they came from, but if you have one that you feel like is unique to your chorus, or it's something that really is a part of your chorus culture, do a YouTube video on that vocal warm-up. And, you know, that's something people really like to sing. And it's a communal thing. And so that's something that I'm certain is being searched a lot on YouTube as different things that you can do with singing. You can also do virtual voice lessons. So you can do kind of a one-way virtual voice lesson that someone could follow along, or you could offer virtual voice lessons where people sign up. They could pay or not pay depending on how you want to do that, and you could do those voice lessons over Zoom. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do to build value for other people during this time. So I went through that so much faster than I actually thought I would. So I want to know if you guys have questions, type them in the chat room and I would love to answer them for you. I think while you're thinking of questions, I just wanted to mention, so I know a lot of you are from Region 25, but not all of you. So I'm the marketing coordinator for Region 25, but I also work professionally in marketing. So I've been in numerous webinars and things like that talking about marketing strategy during this time. And so that's kind of where this information and idea came from as far as applying it to Sweet Adelines, because it is something, you know, people are just craving something right now. I think we really miss people. I saw one of my friends drive by the other day, and she rolled down her window and said hi. And I was like, I was so excited to see someone that wasn't in my family. And I love my family very much. But it's been really nice to get some of that interaction. But it's been great reconnecting with my chorus through our virtual rehearsals too. Okay, so is anyone using tools like we do for K-12, like Google Classroom or Flipgrid? You know, I'm not really sure. I would love to know that, actually. If you are using any of those tools, if you all could respond in the chat room, I would be really interested to know. Okay. So Corey asked, I handle the Facebook account for the Wichita Chorus. I'm struggling with members helping by liking, commenting, sharing content from our page. Do you have any advice on how to get members engaged? So I learned this from somebody else, but they said, now it's a little different probably in a virtual rehearsal, but during a regular rehearsal, having everybody, okay, go get your phones and get them out. Now everybody go to our Facebook page. Okay, now everybody like it, and do that right there during the rehearsal. And you can do it during your virtual rehearsal too. You know, everybody get out your phone. We're all gonna, during this part of the rehearsal, we're all gonna go like and share this content from our page. When you do it like that, also, you can see as the administrator of your page who has shared it. And so I like to do incentives for people who share it. One of the schools that I work for has a massage department. And so I'll give away massages for just randomly drawn people who like and share our posts. So if you can come up, you might not be able to have that kind of an incentive, but if you have some kind of an incentive, you might be able to get some more engagement that way too.